Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in the video I did about my birthday outfit, I said I was going to do a tutorial on how to cut an off-shoulder princess dart bustier. So I cut an off-shoulder princess dart bustier for my birthday gown, and that when I uploaded the video, I said I was going to come up with a tutorial on how I cut the off-shoulder princess dart bustier. So bustier, not bustier, I don't know what I'm saying, bustier. So if you want to know how to cut a princess dart bustier, just keep watching, okay? Just keep watching this video. This thing now looks like a rhyme to me. Anyways, enough of the rambling. Let's go into the tutorial. So this is my working piece, and for my neckline, for the depth I took 1 inch, and this is minus the 4 inches I took for my shoulder to above bust measurement. So from that point I took 5 inches for my shoulder point. So from the center of my dress I drew it down to my shoulder point, which I marked at 5 inches. From my shoulder point I took 2 inches. I extended my tape by 4 inches and took 4.5 inches for my armhole depth. When I was done with that, I drew my armhole curve. From the center of around my neckline, I extended my tape by 4 inches, and I took my shoulder to nipple point at 10 inches and my shoulder to other bust point at 14 inches. So from the center of my working piece I took 4 inches for my dart, and I did this at the bust point and at the under bust point, rather at the nipple point, shoulder to nipple point, and the under bust point. I also did this at the hem of the blouse. I took 4 inches across the entire length of the fabric. Connected my markings with a straight line. Then I took 3/4 of an inch from both sides. See, that one I did around my shoulder to nipple point. This one I'm marking presently was not needed. The one that's needed is the one I'm doing presently, which is from shoulder to under bust point. You see, when I was done with the marking, I cleaned it off. So on both sides I took 3/4 of an inch under my bust. I sort of made a mistake, so you see when I wipe it off. Then connected it with a straight line. So from my under bust point I drew sort of a triangle to my nipple point, and I did this on both sides. Like I said, that measurement I took on top was wrong, so I wiped it off. It was when I was trying to draw it, I'm like, why is this one here? So what you just need is take 3/4 of an inch at your under bust point and at the hem of your blouse. That is where it is needed. So from my nipple point I sort of extended my markings, or drew my my princess dart. Here I was trying to angle it in. I drew my princess dart,
Then also from the nipple point, I sort of branched out a bit by 1 inch, by half an inch, and I did this so the bustier was sitting well around the shoulders. You can do your own by 1 inch, but I did mine by half an inch. So when I was done with that, I raised the first 2 parts of the fabric up, representing the front bodies, and I followed my markings and just cut the bustier. I did it up to the shoulder point, not exactly the shoulder point, like that part that's supposed to be the region of the shoulders. When I was done with that, I went ahead to cut my neckline, my armhole curve, and I also opened up the sides of the fabric. I always forget to do this. So the center piece of my front body, I sort of moved half an inch, gave an allowance of half an inch, and I traced it onto the back piece. When I was done with that, I cut off the excess on the princess dart of the back so that the back dart will relax well on the body. Then I tagged each piece so I won't mix them up. I did the same for the front piece, tagged it. This is what the back looks like, and this is what the front looks like.